Well, hello there, and how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm back after a hiatus. I had to go away for a while. Not away as in, the lockup, but away because I had somebody trolling me and I did not take it well, and, well, more about that later. But right now, today, I've already shaved. I've already prepped my face with the Lievre Blanc shaving oil. And my razor is going to be the Wilkinson Sword sticky razor, so-called because it has this handle that when it gets wet, it gets a little sticky, not real sticky, but enough that your hands, it won't slip out of your hands if your fingers get wet. It's a twist to open razor, and in there, well, there it goes. I have a Big Ben violet blade. I've actually put a little V on there with a Sharpie marker so that I know which kind it is. But I also have the tuck here that those come in, Big Ben violet. It'll be on its first use. And my soap, is going to be the Erasmic soap that comes in the tub like this. And I've already lathered up my Vie Long horsehair brush. I'll wet this a little bit and try to get a lather started, and I do hope you're all doing well out there. See how this goes. This went real well the first time I used it. Let's see if I can do a repeat performance with it. So far, so good. I like this much better than one of their soap sticks, which I had. I don't know, I hear they had changed the formula of the soap or something, but the soap stick I had of theirs was just terrible. The soap would dissipate as soon as it got on the face. It was not good. I still have that in storage somewhere. I guess I could try to use it up over time off camera if I ever get it back. I've got a bunch of stuff stored somewhere. It's just a matter of time, a matter of actually either going and getting it or having a friend bring it back to me. Actually, this is a little bit thinner lather than I got the first time, but I may not have lathered as long. I can always lather a little bit more later. I'll get started here. With the razor a little bit, get started on a first pass. Oh, it's just been crazy around here lately. I let a troll on Facebook so upset me that I erased all my videos and even quit Facebook for a couple of days. Had me so mad I was threatening the guy. I know I shouldn't feed the trolls like that, but this particular troll had evidently even trolled the likes of Douglas Smythe, one of the heavy hitters who owns Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements out of the Phoenix, Arizona area. And Douglas very kindly reminded me not to give that guy another minute of my time because the guy was just not a very nice person, to put it mildly. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to rinse the razor, and I think I'm also going to take off this outer shirt so I got a little bit more room to maneuver here. Okay, I'm back. So far, this is not bad at all, razor and blade combination. And on this razor, there's just a slight, and I mean very slight, little bit of overhang of which to be aware. Hardly any, but it's there. So. Yeah, the last time someone was disrespecting me online, before this last time, I should say, the penultimate time, I hope, second to the last. Well, anyway, I dealt with that a lot better than I did this last time. Because the time before that, the one of which I'm trying to refer, I think that was a misunderstanding caused by another misunderstanding. So I just, for the most part, let the guys be mad at me. I made a couple of smarmy little remarks, but that was about it, you know. Let me rinse the razor. But yeah, this most recent experience, this guy really got my goat, so he's probably somewhere laughing his tushy off. The only problem is I got so mad I was threatening the guy in a sort of a roundabout way. Never a cool thing to do online. But yeah, he really ticked me off. Of course, that's what trolls try to do anyway, you know. Well, I hope everybody out there had a nice Thanksgiving. We had a really nice one here. Really nice. And, well, I mean, my American friends that celebrate Thanksgiving, the fourth Thursday in every November is when we celebrate it. And I think up in Canada, it's something like the 1st of October, around the 1st of October, that they have their Thanksgiving. So anyway, if you're here in the United States and on this side of the pond and celebrate that holiday, I hope you had a nice one, and I hope our friends up in Canada had a nice holiday, their Thanksgiving around the 1st of October. Well, anyway, I'll be right back for a second pass across the grain. Okay, it's time for a second pass across the grain. I lathered up and I lathered the brush a little bit more. Still seems a little thin, and maybe I let it get a little too dry. Didn't put enough water. It should still be okay. And again, like I said, it's way better than the experience I had when I used the Erasmic shave stick. So, and not a very strong scent on this soap. Maybe a 1 or a 2 out of 5, closer to a 1. It's not overpowering, and it's kind of a fresh, soapy scent that is peculiar to this soap. That is, it's unique, not a particularly unique scent overall, but it smells like Erasmic, which is what it is. So here I go. That is to say, you know, it's not the same soapy scent as Wilkinson in the blue tub, or, oh, I don't know, any of the other kind of soaps that just have a soapy scent. Like Barbus, or which I really, really like, or Williams, which I don't care for, because the Williams really dissipates on the face. The formula they're currently using anyway. Excuse me. Now, as far as these blades go, these Big Ben violets, and I bought a lot of them. I'm not sorry that I did, but they seem like they're a little rougher. I don't know that they're really any sharper, but they do not seem as smooth as the Big Ben blades in the blue packaging. The blades themselves look identical. They both say Super Stainless Big Ben. I don't know if you can see that, but so that's why on the blade itself I took a Sharpie marker and put a V on there so that I know what I've got in here. Although I probably could tell from shaving, and even though this is a mild, fairly mild razor on its aggression, this Wilkinson Sword Sticky, I can still tell that this blade is not as smooth as I would like it to be. It's sharp enough, but not very smooth. Now when I used the regular Wilkinson Sword blade in here, not the Gillette Wilkinson Sword, but the ones that I have heard come from Germany, I had a very, very nice experience using this razor. And this razor, which came out circa 1968, I think, won a design award also. So fairly mild razor, but I've also noticed that when I rinse it, although I do get kind of OCD about my rinsing, and I spend a lot of time down there rinsing the razor, I find that I don't get a lot of gunk in here. There's a wide enough gap, or it's just designed well enough that I don't get a lot of gunk in there, which is good. So I don't have to spend as much time down below rinsing. I got this used on eBay. I think they quit making these around 1973, if I remember what I read correctly. And the first person I saw use one of these was the gentleman at Friendship Shaving. That's the name of his YouTube channel. I'm sorry I don't know his proper name, but he's at Friendship Shaving. Excuse me. So we have a new incarnation of this channel to possibly be thankful for having. Possibly. Sometimes it's nice to start over, other times, yeah. I am hearing some audio feedback here. I have a nice store display of these Big Ben violet blades hanging on my wall over there, out of camera range, unfortunately, but if nothing else, it makes a nice decoration. And I've given a few of those away to people that I've gotten into wet shaving to see how they like them. Well, I'll be back now, freshly lathered, for pass number 3 against the grain. Okay, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but the brush I'm using is this Vie Long horsehair brush, which was the first horsehair brush I ever got. I got it over a year ago and for a very reasonable price, and it seems to do well, especially if I'm lathering up in one of these smaller tubs, because it's a smaller brush, you see. Alright, and it's good for face lathering and so forth. Relatively soft, but I'll show you again. It has some backbone, and it's not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. So it's as good as a lot of badger and boar brushes I've used. So I'll rinse the razor just briefly here and get started on this third pass. I get quite a bit of irritation down here from the other day. I did something wrong the other day. Excuse me. It's nice that with this razor you probably won't need any alum as long as you hold it here by the part that is more of a type of plastic, and this part is metal down here. So I'll go ahead and go to the neck on this pass. Yes, other than coming back from us being so rudely interrupted, Kind of more or less just a regular straight shaving video today with some products that are not terribly expensive, especially the soap. I got this razor for what I thought was a reasonable price. I forget the exact price, but I got it from a vendor on eBay. And I don't know what its story is. I don't know who used it before or whatnot, but, well, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to wipe the hand off there, even though I don't think this is going to slip out of my hand. And I probably tend to hold it down here by the middle part, and even holding that, I don't seem to get much slippage. I don't believe I've had to reach for the alum yet using this. Using this razor, that is. Okay. Okay, take the war paint off there, if that's not too politically incorrect, that stuff that makes me look like a raccoon or whatever, the extra soap. I'll be back for pickups. Okay, it's pickup time, baby. And I've noticed that with this soap, even with the soap in the tub, and I'll show you the label again on the lid. Well, if it'll go in focus there. There you are. I've noticed there's some dissipation. Not near as bad as when I used the soap stick version of this. And then the first time I used this, which was off camera, I had a very nice experience. This is a little rough going this time, but it could be because of the blade and the fact that I did something wrong the other day and got some irritation down here, which has not completely gone away. So anyway. If I shaved as much as I talked, this would be a very short presentation, I suppose. But if you haven't tried the gear or products shown here, I thought it would behoove me to tell you a little bit about it and what is just my experience with it. And I've been wet shaving for over 6 years, going on 7 now. I mean, traditionally shaving. I had actually wet shaved, you know, with a cartridge or disposable for many years before that. But, excuse me. I'm just going to do some final touch-ups here very lightly because I have some irritation on my neck from before, and I just kind of, yeah. That's okay. That may not be BBS, but it's pretty nice. I guess it's what I've heard referred to as a DFS, a darn fine shave. And now I will be back. If you still remember our good friend, he'll be here with us, our good friend, Mr. Towel. Here he is. You know him, you love him, you can't live without him. It's our good friend, Mr. Towel. Yes, sir. Gently wipe the face with Mr. Towel. Yeah, that troll was saying my videos are too low energy and not exciting enough or something like that. Has he seen Mr. Towel? That's excitement right there. Okay, I'm going to do a brief recap and put the finishing touches on this here shave as soon as we put Mr. Towel back where he goes. There he is. All right. So far, I began off camera. I prepped my face with the Lievre Blanc shaving oil from an Etsy vendor from Quebec. Okay, my razor has been this. It is the Wilkinson Sword Twist to Open. It's a nickname, the Sticky Razor, so named because this plastic handle gets a little sticky, that is enough to give you a grip is all, if it gets wet, so that it doesn't slip out of your fingers. And my blade, on its first use in there, has been one of these Big Ben violet blades. And wow, I do have some noticeable irritation down here on my neck, but like I said, some of that's from the other day. Most of my shaves off camera have been really nice, but I had one that was a little rough, I think. My brush has been this Vie Long horsehair brush with the, I believe that's the butterscotch handle there. And my soap has been this, the Erasmic in a tub, which, as I said, I much prefer, like much better than their soap stick with this similar label. So my advice, and I don't give advice that much, and I don't like to review products, but I would say if you're going to get an Erasmic product, a soap, get this. And if this stick is still anything like it was when I used it, don't get that. Or be forewarned. Okay, let's see. I'm going to reach into magic cabinet number 2, as I call it over here. And I'm going to get out the Humphreys witch hazel, the unscented. And we'll put some of that in the hand there. Set that aside, and here we go. Put some of that on. And there may be some sting because, yeah. Well, as is predictable, most of the sting's down here on the neck where I overshaved or something the other day. Or overshaved even more than normal, or normally, because I so enjoy this hobby when someone's not trying to ruin it for me, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'll wipe my hands off and I'll reach down here. I'm going to be using something I like a lot, the Pinaud Clubman Special Reserve. You can see I've used quite a bit of it there so far. It's been in the shaving rotation a lot, I can assure you that. I have a friend who collects colognes and aftershaves, I guess, and he likes Pinaud, but he doesn't like this kind. I was kind of surprised. He likes the classic kind. He doesn't care for this. Okay, here we go. Oh, quite a bit of sting down there in the neck, I can tell you that. I forgot a little bit on the wrists, too. Did some behind the ears, a little on the temples there. Maybe wipe the rest on the clothing here. It's pretty nice. And okay, finally, I'm going to reach over here for this. You've seen this used by many people many times, the Nivea Original Post-Shave Balm, which is nice because it has, if you're conscious of parabens, this has no parabens in it. Whoop, got quite a bit there, a little bit more than I needed. Probably should have shaken that up a little bit, but it'll be all right. It's fine. And here I go with this. Oh yeah, I must remember a lot on the neck, which is where most of my irritation is. Some on the back of the neck there, and even up on the forehead, like I've seen Paul H. do. Oh, did I mention Paul H.? I'm not worthy, etc. Okay. Hi, Paul. Hope you're out there. Sorry to you and everybody else for disappearing. Paul was another person that he and his beautiful wife were very, very nice to me when I was having problems with that troll. They encouraged me to stick around. Okay, and I did rejoin Paul H.'s Wedheads group on Facebook. You might want to check that out. Long story, but had a troll bothering me. I told you that already. That's it. I'm done. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank all of you, each and every one of you, for your support. You've all been wonderful. As 99.99% of you. Thank you and peace.